Multiverses, Hollywood's meat that they keep on beating. Ever since Spider-Verse released, the concept of the multiverse has been milked to death in Hollywood. We got Sonic, pretty much post-Endgame MCU, Adventure Time, Fiona and Cake, which actually did it pretty well, and many other films and shows that use the concept as part of their stories. Now you, the average viewer who clicked on this video, would be confused by the title and you would probably think, the f***? Gravity Falls does not have a multiverse. What kind of drugs are you smoking there, shoe boy? And to that I say, fiddlesticks.
You need to shut.
Because it is actually true that Gravity Falls has a multiverse. Well, it was confirmed in the Book of Bill, but we're mainly talking about different shows here, not identical copies of Gravity Falls characters. And that its multiverse coexists with the Owl House, Amphibia, Rick and Morty, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and even The Simpsons. Maybe even some other franchises too if there's cameos. And if you don't believe me, then you are stupid. And I can prove that you are an idiotic, uneducated moron right here in this video. Gravity Falls is pretty much my favorite show of all time, and as a huge fan of it, I just wanted to make a video about its parallel universes. Some people across the Owl House and Amphibia fanbase have already made discourse about the theory of them coexisting with Gravity Falls and Rick and Morty. But what if I told you that there is actual evidence from the shows themselves? That is what I am going to discuss in today's video, so get your Mystery Shack branded pizza that definitely exists in this universe and munch on it like a fat pig while I waffle about the Gravity Falls multiverse. My twin brother is also gonna be involved in this video, so stay tuned for his segment. In the Gravity Falls episode, Society of the Blind Eye, Stan loses some items in the portal dimension, and surprisingly that portal dimension leads up to the Rick and Morty universe, and Stan's items are shown to be dropped out of the portal, which is one of the Easter eggs in Rick and Morty. Yeah, I know, it's shocking. This made my balls itch like crazy when I found out. Waffle waffle. We honestly live in a world where a Disney Channel show and an Adult Swim show share a multiverse, and it honestly makes me believe that we're living in a simulation. I'm surprised that Disney didn't sue Cartoon Network, the channel that owns Adult Swim. I heard that the creator of Rick and Morty and Gravity Falls were great friends at the time those two respective episodes of Rick and Morty and Gravity Falls first aired, so it makes sense why both shows coexist in the same multiverse. Also, the creator of Rick and Morty, Justin Roiland, voice acted Blandin. I bet Alex Hertz wouldn't want to be friends with the creator of Rick and Morty because of reasons that I'm not explaining in this video. There's also another Easter egg that confirms that both Gravity Falls and Rick and Morty are in the same multiverse. In the season 3 premiere of Rick and Morty, The Rick Shank Redemption, where there's two alternate versions of Morty that are modeled after Mabel and Dipper. Hopefully I've convinced you that Rick and Morty is in the same multiverse as Gravity Falls. Also, there was one Space Jam: A New Legacy cameo of Rick and Morty, and in one scene of the season 7 episode, Rick Fending Your Mort, Rick implies that he killed the versions of Rick and Morty that showed up in Space Jam: A New Legacy, which officially implies that the Space Jam movies are canon, and it also adds the Space Jam movies into the Gravity Falls multiverse. Mind blown. There was also an Easter egg in Solar Opposites that could confirm that Solar Opposites is in the same universe as Rick and Morty, so that show is also in the list as well. In the season 26 episode of The Simpsons, Math Needs Feet, the episode begins obviously with the show's intro and a very special couch gag. In the couch gag, The Simpsons run to the couch as usually in every episode the intro plays. However, soon after that, Rick's car accidentally crashes on them because Morty is a shit driver, making them melt into weird ass blob things. It is implied that the Simpsons die. Now, since we already established that Rick and Morty is connected to Gravity Falls, this therefore means that the Simpsons is also connected to Gravity Falls. If you are still denying that the Simpsons is connected to Gravity Falls, then let me just tell you about a little cameo. In the season 33 episode, Bats in Jail, the main villain of Gravity Falls, Bill Cipher, appears in a cameo.
Buy crypto, suckers!
I didn't know that Bill Cipher is a scam supporter. Not only that, but there was this one special event they did for the show in order to celebrate the 750th episode of the show. The season 34 episode, Homer's adventures through the windshield glass, we see that the intro sequence starts off normally. This is until the camera zooms in into Springfield Elementary where Bart Simpson writes, "I will not try to cram 750 characters into the opening credits." In this case, he is basically gaslighting you since it actually happened. In order to find out what catastrophic event happened in the intro, you're gonna have to pause at the right moment since it shows a whole catalogue of 750 characters where the camera is panning at all of the characters, in which each character will only show up for a millisecond. If you have done that successfully, then congratulations, you have seen that one of them is the familiar face that we were looking for. Interesting. But how about I leave you alone with the Bill Cipher cameo? Yep, the man himself appeared in The Simpsons not just once, but twice. What the hell is he doing in this town? I don't care if both Gravity Falls and Springfield are in Oregon, which also proves my point on how both Simpsons and Gravity Falls share a multiverse. Like, what the hell is he actually doing in Springfield? Is he bored? Does he want to watch Homer and Marge have fun with each other?
You sick fuck!
And we have it, folks. This also adds The Simpsons to our list. But we are not done yet. You see, The Simpsons has had crossovers with other adult animated shows, not just Rick and Morty. An example is Family Guy, where there was a full-ass 44-minute crossover episode, where the Griffin family ends up meeting The Simpsons, and it's actually a Family Guy episode. This therefore adds Family Guy to the Gravity Falls multiverse too. We also had one with Futurama, so both of those shows are on the list. Coming to the topic of Futurama, we have the fact that the show is set in the first Middle Ages. In one point of the show, Bender created the destruction to New York, which led to the second Middle Ages. Speaking of the second Middle Ages, the show that is set at that time period that is also created by Matt Groening is called Enchantment. This makes an implication that the show is set in the same timeline as Futurama, as it was already suggested that Bender is held accountable for the events that take place in Enchantment. And that adds Enchantment to our family tree of shows that share a multiverse with Gravity Falls. There were also two Bob's Burgers cameos that I'm aware of, so that also puts Bob's Burgers in the Gravity Falls multiverse list. I mean, it's ironic because Mabel and Louise share the same voice actor. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the Simpsons segment. Guys, I forgot to say this, but since American Dad and the Cleveland Show are in the same universe as Family Guy, this also adds the shows in the Gravity Falls multiverse. The evidence I have for Amphibia and Gravity Falls being connected is that in the season 2 finale titled True Colors, it starts off with Marcy going to a library with a selection of books to read. One of the books she reads is one to do with the Calamity Box and how she can use it to travel to different worlds. Also, speaking of Amphibia, I am working on a long retrospective of the show that may come out around the end of this year or early year next year due to how long it will take for me to edit, as well as me working on other projects and me busy with school. Or maybe it will probably take until summer of next year because GCSEs and shit. And also, the amount of episodes I'm covering in season 2 is 3 times the amount of episodes I'm covering in season 1, which took me 1 month to edit the whole of season 1. So basically it would take me probably 3 to 5 months to edit season 2. And season 3 would take around the same time or even longer than season 2, in which I'll be pumping in more video essays is in between the production of the Amphibia thing, so it might not be released until the summer. I'll probably make this. I'll probably make an update on this. I'll probably make an update on this on my over on my channel anyway. Back to the read. Basically, as Marcy studies about the calamity box, we see that one of the pages in the book that she is reading about that has a concept of Bill Cipher in the book. It could be that it shows details on what Bill Cipher's purpose in the multiverse is in terms of his nature and his antics and all that shit, as well as it implying that there is shared law related to Bill Cipher and he is connected to, and how he could be connected into different dimensions, including the amphibian universe. Additionally, I'm assuming that the book shows the information about one of the worlds that someone can be transported to through the portal that the music box creates. It could be that Bill Cipher is there to seek world destruction across all dimensions, which could mean that Bill is hiding somewhere trying to look for a way to transport into other dimensions so that he can destroy them. Or is that the world of gravityfalls be one of these dimensions that he could travel into via the calamity box? This is further implied by the fact that it was already stated in gravityfalls that Bill Cipher's role is to manipulate many dimensions as a result of his boredom. God damn it, I think I spoiled the part of the conception plot in the book of Bill, but I guess that's all you need to know about why he wanted to create an apocalypse to the town of gravityfalls. On the other hand, on the right page of the book, it shows an image of Leonardo da Vinci's I can't pronounce this right. I'll just say it's Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna pronounce it anyway. I don't flip it, no. It's basically visualized in the book that Marcy is reading. One of the features of that image is that it symbolizes a perfect man. This reflects on Bill Cipher's ambition and how he functions like a literal god, as well as him having the ability to control all of life and its motion between different universes. This juxtaposes the fact that there is a journal in gravityfalls that consists of details and ancient knowledge about Bill Cipher, including his key role in the universe. To wrap this up, it highlights a deep connection between gravityfalls and amphibian calamity bugs, giving Bill Cipher a way to access different universes, including the amphibian universe, which could be as part of the keynotes of the book that Marcy is reading, and how it is used to trace clues about his existence and his potential reign in the world. Well, that was already a huge paragraph related to how gravityfalls shares a universe with amphibia. However, we are still not done yet, since I am left to talk about the gravityfalls characters' cameos in the show. In Season 2, Episode 5B of Amphibia, Wax Museum, Anna and the planters plan to go into a wax museum where the characters have a low budget, so they can only afford window shopping. So they look for money tips, and then they collect enough money that's only enough for them to visit the curiosity hut. Once they enter inside it, they are greeted by the owner, who seems very familiar. This guy looks like Uncle's stunt boy, except he's in frog form. But what I started to wonder is that, how does he have his own collection of waxes? Remember that episode of gravityfalls where Uncle Stan had a collection of wax figures? Yeah. Just take a moment to reflect on how the wax collection that the curator has in store for Anne and the planters clearly represents that one time where Uncle Stan also had a collection of wax figures. It hints at a steeper connection between the world of gravityfalls and amphibia, and how the world of amphibia is being used to reunite with the quirky establishments that we got from gravityfalls. It could be that there's a wax industry around both of these worlds, that Uncle Stan ships these items in to different worlds. I don't know, man, I'm just waffling at this point. Whether or not if what I was theorizing is real or not, you can definitely tell that the Frog version of Stan has a similar legacy with the main Stan, and how the Frog version of Stan is used to display Guanco Stan's weird stories, which resemble the charm of his character, relating to how his appearance is similar to Guanco Stan's. Not just that, but also his personality. In one particular scene of the episode, you see that what is lurking behind Mr. Bond's wax collection is a wax of gnomes. This could be a reflection of the gnomes that appeared in Gravity Falls, but come on now, you definitely know that gnomes is a regular thing, The gnomes aren't just there in Gravity Falls, like, gnomes are there, as you know. There's different adaptations of gnomes or whatever, or different gnomes, or yeah, they pretty much exist in other types of media as well, not just Gravity Falls. Yeah, you pretty much get what I'm saying now. But I still think it could be a Gravity Falls reference because, come on now, this episode is themed around the anyway, so the gnomes could be encapsulating the gnomes in Gravity Falls. So yeah, I'm probably just waffling. I don't know. Let me get on to my next point. I think I'm wasting your time. Additionally, we also see a wax that is a shirt that has a question mark attached on it. This could be an Easter egg of Susie's shirt. Nice reference. Speaking of Sus, we also get to see a cameo of Sus and his voice actor return to voice his role. Let's freaking go!
Say, Mr. Pons, do you ever get the feeling that we exist simultaneously in multiple parallel universes, completely unaware of the other's very existence?
Do you shut the fuck up?
This character is known by the name of Frog Sus. There's nothing I have to say about him apart from capturing the charm that Sus had, and he also appears to have the same quirky personality. Not only that, but he even stated that there is a multiverse within these worlds. With all that said, let's get on to my final point on how Amphibia is connected to Gravity Falls. For this one, we have to go back in time to 2016 to get the AXOLOTA off the menu. In all seriousness, in the scene from Gravity Falls with Medagon 3 Part 2, where the event of Bill Cipher's fate, or should I even call it fate anymore? Yeah, Bill Cipher was basically spitting a lot of gibberish when Guanco Stan was about to punch the shit out of him. But when you play the clip in the verse, he says this.
Hey, XOLOTL! My time has come to burn! I invoke the ancient power that I may return!
It's kinda weird that we see Bill Cipher seems to be handing out a prophecy to an axolotl. Some of you may not know, but an axolotl is an amphibian creature. This could highlight a deep connection to Amphibia's theme. Also, the key phrase implies that the ancient power he is referring to is the Calamity Box. Maybe it's that Bill Cipher functioned like an axolotl creature when the box was used. This is reinforced by that one scene in that season 2 episode of Amphibia that I already mentioned, where it showed the rug with Bill's face on it, which it might as well be a prophecy for Bill still being alive, and he can still see everything around the world, including the things that he may have encountered in the other dimension, suggesting that Bill Cipher could secretly be considered a threat in the world of Amphibia. Additionally, Bill might have buried himself around the world of Amphibia where nobody could see him, so that he could pretend that he is dead. He does this so that it could be easier for him to manipulate other dimensions, whilst the coast is clear for him, as a way of nobody seeing the villainous stuff that he will be doing. Nobody seeing his mysterious actions. This way he can create chaos anywhere he goes, anywhere he wants, feeling like he now has the freedom that he wanted in his life ever since the time he was brought up by his parents, as well as being discriminated against outside of his dimension during his childhood. As a result, he gives him the opportunity to accomplish his goals in Amphibia whilst he is anonymous, allowing him to have potential control of all the dimensions with access to the Calamity Box. Yeah, I just yapped my ass off throughout my discussion of how Gravity Falls is connected to amphibians. After all, most of what I have stated it here are just theories. There's just so much mystery that are yet to cover in the world of Gravity Falls, and how it shares a multiverse with amphibians. For now, we are just figuring it out based on our knowledge, our common sense. On another hand, Gravity Falls also has a connection to the Owl House. I mean, you can already tell that this is the case since theorise, the creator of the Owl House, worked on Gravity Falls. She was the one that animated the scene that showed what seems to be Stanford Pine's first appearance in the show, that shot and all that. Also, Alex Hirsch himself voiced some of the characters in the show, and he was also credited as a creative consultant of the show. Despite theorise herself saying that the Owl House is its own universe, that doesn't stop me from theorizing this multiverse conspiracy, and I'm still gonna say that the connection between the Owl House and Gravity Falls is canon, because come on now, in that same fan discussion interview that she mentioned the Owl House is its own universe, she didn't even mention a quote-unquote multiverse at all. Keyword, multiverse. A universe and a multiverse is not the same thing. So yeah, let's take this time to cover how Gravity Falls shares a multiverse with the Owl House. Oh fucking hell, why do I have to spoil myself for Gravity Falls Lost Legends just so I can back up evidence on how the Owl House is connected to Gravity Falls? Like, it's been 6 bloody years since that book was released, and I still haven't got the book yet, and I call myself a die-hard Gravity Falls fan. How embarrassing. Do you know how long it takes for me to forget about these spoilers? Man, I wish I had memory loss, but oh well. The world just has to be so much of an asshole to me. Anyway, the first point I have for the Owl House being connected to a Gravity Falls is in the bottom of the page, where I assume that Pacifica is tying up Dipper with a noose. It shows a staff. This staff appears to be the same staff that Luz is holding in the Owl House poster. Heck, this was before the show was even released. It's even ironic that the staff was there in the first place, since theorise is one of the illustrators of Gravity Falls Lost Legends. The book was even being produced when she was in the process of making the Owl House. Since the Owl House was in production since 2017, that wraps up my first point. There's some more hidden secrets that imply the connection between these two shows, so let me get on to this next one. This next key information that is implied by this picture of Gravity Falls Lost Legends is that there is a shadow of Ida that appears on a wanted poster in the crawl space, which is a black market located in Gravity Falls. That is surprisingly added in a few references that were visualized when Pacifica was reading one of the pages of a journal that shows a secret code. If you guessed it, this code is basically the name of one of the locations featured in the Demon Realm in the Owl House. The final Owl House secret Easter eggs that are in this book is probably debatable, since the fandom already stated about the one broken and horn thing. But it could implicate it's something relating to theorise's hyperfixation for creatures with one broken horn. In my perspective, it might be a reference to times in the Owl House where King gets one of his horns broken. Also, there was one episode of the Owl House that confirmed that Amphibia is in the same universe, so there's more evidence of it being in the Gravity Falls multiverse. But yeah, I've been waffling a lot here, and I'm not even the creator of this video really, so Stewboy aka my twin will now be speaking and finishing the last segment. In one episode of Starburst The Forces Are Evil, some tourists who show up in the first episode of gravityfalls show up in the background. Also in another episode, Suze appears in the background. That's pretty much it for this video. Me and my brother's waffles are just headcanons that we made, so you don't have to take it seriously. It's not been officially confirmed that all the shows listed in this video are connected to Gravity Falls, but I still thought it was fun making this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know how else to end this video. Oh yeah, I got the book of Bill recently. It was a good read.